What is it about AI in law enforcement's hands that has you so concerned, and why do you think it's so problematic, in your opinion?
Well, it's not just AI in law enforcement's hands, it's AI in institutional hands, particularly when we think about the ways in which institutions have treated marginalized communities on a number of levels, right? And so, whether it's every institution from banks, recruiters, housing providers, and educational institutions, healthcare providers, government, and all of these institutions are using AI to make decisions about our lives every day. And the longer we take to address these inequities, the harder it will be to address the discriminatory data that fuels most of these systems. And I would, particularly for law enforcement has a long history of, I would say, disproportionately impacting marginalized communities, if I'm going to be polite about it, and ostensibly murdering young Black kids, if I'm not. And so, what we're trying to do within the context of AI, and particularly with the context of AI and law enforcement, is say that, hey, those tools aren't even tested. And the GAO report is incredibly thoughtful when it goes through and says, hey, all of these law enforcement entities and government entities don't even know what tools they're using with respect to facial recognition, but also a litany of other tools that law enforcement are using with respect to policing. And we need those tools to be tested. Not only do we need those tools to be tested, but we honestly need law enforcement to stop using those tools, because we don't really have a good understanding of how those tools are being used and how they're hurting communities of color. And we already know law enforcement disproportionately impacts people of color.